Alrighty, guys, welcome back. compLexity versus Splyce on train, map number 2, the final one of the evening. Once again, it's Mega Man and Moses bringing you the action. We should be getting this one live and underway very, very soon, as I believe everybody is slowly trickling into the server. And after that last matchup, what do you make of this one, Moses?
Similar thoughts coming in. I don't think compLexity is in a very good spot right now. Tactically, I don't think they're doing that great. Individual skill-wise, I think they have a little bit of it, but even so, like their players just seem very. There's like a lack of confidence in their players and how they take fights. There's not a lot of teamwork in their CT side. So even Splyce, who's not exactly top of the crop in North America. I still think that they're going to struggle here in this one. I expect Splyce to take this second map as well.
But this is also a golden opportunity. Splyce at 4-3 in Pro League right now. They could move up to a 5-3 scoreline, get closer towards the top side of that North American division, and also try to give themselves, or at least put their name in the running for one of those Pro League playoff land spots later on at the end of the season as well. So a good showing from them, and they continue to string wins together. I mean, they're on a three-game winning streak. Their last loss was actually to Winter Fox, coincidentally enough, on Mirage. So we saw actually Winter Fox beat up on Optic earlier tonight, 16-6 on Mirage. So that's kind of not necessarily out of the norm. That's one of their strongest maps. But before that, I mean, they're 4 wins out of their last 5 matches. So looking pretty good recently. They've got that spot at the MLG Major coming up here at the end of the month as well. So we'll see what they can pull out of their hats on train, as we should be getting this live here any second.
How sick would it be if Splyce makes it out of group at the Majors? What if they're like the only North American team that just breaks through? That'd be sweet.
What if Splyce and FaZe knock Liquid and Fnatic out of groups? Ooh.
Hi, now you're just getting crazy.
I know, I'm talking crazy.
Let's everybody slow down. Yeah, but yeah, I think this team actually, Splyce, they're a team who can actually, they've proved now that they can do some damage in North America. They took out Optic at the minor. And obviously qualified for the major in 2-0 fashion. The crazy thing about this team going to the major is that they're going to play the same exact way against teams like Fnatic and FaZe that they do as we see online. That's like one of their biggest strengths going into the major qualifier, was that they didn't like play scared whatsoever. They didn't adjust their style of play, both as a team or individually. It was just hyper confidence in what they were doing and landing some really, really sick shots. Now, when I say they're not going to change anything like that against Fnatic, I mean, a lot of people would be just like, oh, just turn it down. And that's like not true. That's actually a really big positive in that kind of a matchup, is that you're not afraid. You don't have that kind of play puggy, play loose and free online, and then come to land and try and structure yourself up. It's just going to be much the same, and I think that's actually might help them a little bit. I don't see them beating Fnatic, but just against FaZe, against Liquid, I think they could do some damage. They might be able to upset one of them in a best of one.
Yeah, and I agree completely. Plus, when you factor in Abe the Land Sloth and the YOLO screaming after every single round or kill that they get, they're definitely one of the most exciting teams to watch on LAN, just because they're the most vocal team on LAN. And that's one of the things that we actually kind of miss nowadays when it comes to LAN performances, is the hooting and hollering and the smack talk that goes on. And this is one of the teams that's kind of made a name for themselves in that aspect, which is really, really cool to see kind of come back to the competitive scene.
Yeah, and what was funny about that is, they were the first team to get loud, and then everyone kind of followed after them. Like, everyone was like, oh, maybe they're onto something. Especially because in that kind of environment too, and this is where the opening days of the major are going to be, in the really, it's not small, but it's but I mean, with 4 teams set up to play in the MLG arena, I mean, you can hear your opponents when they shout and everything, like loud and clear. It's right next to you, so it might be able to help them out a little bit in the group stage.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the psychological warfare, if you will, but we'll see how that pans out in a couple of weeks. But right now, we're going to have to focus on train here for the Pro League and see if they can actually go up to a 5-3 scoreline in the North American division, which would be cool to see, because with them qualifying for the major, I would like to see them make it to the Pro League LAN. And we'll have to see if that does come to fruition as the season continues on. However, We are going to go into the knife round now, guys. So Splyce versus compLexity Train is the battleground. We're going to see who gets to start off on that very coveted CT side.
Didn't Splyce win the knife round on Overpass and pick T side first? I think that happened.
Yes.
So I mean, maybe they just
I believe so.
Either way, yeah, I don't imagine them doing that here on Train. That'd be a little bit too much. So yeah, it is gonna go live. Splyce takes that CT side. And compLexity, I mean, after a map like that, you have to get off to a decent start, either winning pistol or going into the gun rounds and just start racking up some wins. But starting out slow again here on Train, this could snowball out of control really quickly.
Absolutely. So again, guys, Splyce on the CT side, Professor Chaos, Davey, Abe, Jason R, Arya facing off against Roka, Whitmer, Shinobi, Sanks, and Def. And again, Davey goes on to the dualies for the pistol round. And there you go. There's the smoke. It's a one-way. He's going to be able to spot these players coming down. He's hiding right behind it. Finds the first. Looking for the second. Can't line it up. But he switches over. Gets the second kill. Gets a third anyway. Why the hell not? The guy got a 3K to close out the last match. Starts off with a 3K in the pistol round. But it is down to a 3 versus 2 right now. Roka and Def trying to lock this one down and at least get the pistol round victory out of this.
Oh, Arya somehow recovers just in time to get that and actually spots out that Def drops. He only has 3 HP, but Def's getting flanked as well. He's got 3 different angles to worry about. It's all about Professor Chaos when he chooses to pounce. And when he does, he gets an easy kill. So it's going to be a nice defuse. 3 kills for Davey with the dualies. Close up as well. What a pistol round.
I like that smoke he threw, too. It was a bit of a one-way smoke that he could see them coming down the ramp, but they couldn't necessarily see him behind that. But he just navigates it really well. Finds 3 kills in that round, and Splyce walk away with the pistol round victory again. They've won all of the pistol rounds so far in this matchup. And if they can put a chokehold on this early on the CT side, compLexity, they could be in dire straits here. Scout comes out on Davey. FAMAS's for 2. Tech 9 that was salvaged by Arya. He's just going to stay on that because it's the pocket AK. And then an MP9 for Professor Chaos. We saw him with the Mag 7 in the last matchup, predominantly on the CT side. And this time around, it's going to be an MP9 playing a little bit aggressive over here towards the ladder room.
Yeah, Shinobi's got some utility for his teammates in Ivy. Throws it from mid, but Jason R still gets the first kill with a nice pop flash. Arya hunting down Shinobi from behind. He's going to find that as well. compLexity gets out Ivy, but it's into like 3 separate crossfires. So pick your poison. Where do you want to go? They eventually do trade off Jason R, but Def has essentially no possibility of winning this match. Down to 14 HP, 1-on-4 situation.
Yeah, the flashbang's off the mark. He's worked his way back into Ivy, but he's given away his position. They know that he's over there. Actually, Professor Chaos is going to make sure that he can't fall all the way back to CT, but Abe comes around the corner, gets instantly obliterated. Nade, though, off the mark. 1 HP. And that debris, though, not sure where that came. Oh! Comes around the corner and taps Davey down to 14. Finally, Arya is able to clean him up, but that actually got a little spooky there for a second.
Yeah, those some nice shots from him very much so. But that's also kind of the thing where, you know, Splyce doesn't really need to chase him down there. It's not a huge issue, but even just that 1 kill, I mean, that's just damage to the economy you don't need to take. But regardless, it was a pretty good defense set up to make sure they don't take too much damage from that attack. The plant is going to allow compLexity to buy up coming into here. 4 AK-47s, a Tech 9. The AWP is out on Arya, though. And he takes the shot, so compLexity knows what they're up against. Davey's still manning up the inner bomb site all on his own. He's got the scout just jumping at the upper ramp. Arya's going to be the rotator back. And compLexity, it looks like they're lining up. They're ready to line up for some smokes at the outer bomb site. So eventually it looks like compLexity just wants to push back any presence that might be in box halls and just fall back into an outer train yard split.
Definitely possible. They left the bomb at the top of the stairs, so you got to assume that they're going to fall back and pick that up. Or we might see the smokes come out, but that's not a good way to start it. They just dry peek down on the ramp, and Arya's going to be able to leg one, takes down the second one. Sanks trying to creep up on this, and he does get the advanced position, but he's not able to take down Arya, so he survives. The nade comes out, but it's going to be off the mark, and he finishes off what he started on Sanks. Another one that's going to be over here, but Abe is now rotated in. He's standing in a molly, but he does good damage to Def. And again, Arya with the AWP trying to wreak havoc from the back of the bomb site, and there it is. Clever peek, spots the toes underneath of the train in the backside of Pop Dog, and he gets the shot. Davey with the headshot, the icing on the cake, and they finish off the round.
I mean, they just fed 3 kills over to Arya. I don't know why they didn't initially smoke him off. Especially because they had 3 players that were so far away, and it was like they all came to meet up with that inner hit like just a little bit late. Just a very curious tactic. They do get a plant though, so they're going to buy into this round as well. 2 AKs on the board, Galil onto Shinobi, and then Sanks and Def with the pistols and utility that they can use. Hopefully this time they'll use it to block off an upper if they decide to go down lower ramp. Molotov out towards middle. Shot narrowly misses Def. Now they're running through the Molotov nades coming out, but actually they're pushing down these train lanes pretty quick. Splyce has got to be careful.
Yeah, Whitmer tapping away from the ladder room, but he's going to get traded. Arya not able to recover and find Roka in time, just playing that spam the crouch button kind of play over there on top of that blue train, and does manage to take the op out of his hands. Now it's going to be down to Davey and Abe. Abe comes down from the ladder room. Sanks isn't going to be able to capitalize, so it's back into a manageable 2v3. Roka's still up on top of the train, and he actually gets spotted behind this smoke by Abe jumping up and down, but Roka is going to be able to find that. And finally, coming around from Ivy's side, Davey does shut down Shinobi, but Def is going to be there for the refrag, and compLexity are on the board. A fast outside take is all it took.
Yeah, Arya gets caught, or yeah, I believe that was Arya. The initial opera outside just gets caught in a really awkward spot where he gets one kill, but he couldn't figure out where he was getting shot from and couldn't get under cover in time. So nicely done from compLexity being very, very aggressive down those train lanes, despite the Molotovs and nades and smokes that Splyce had. They bypassed pretty much all of them. So now they've got to work on stringing it together. It's a switch from Splyce, double op setup. Davey's got one, going to push towards the upper ramp. And Arya's got the other outside, and actually the counter-terrorists are being very aggressive towards these choke points. Professor Cass hears footsteps towards the inner site, recovers in time, 2 shotgun kills, and a third. Free kills, one by one. They come down the ladder, and he shuts them all down.
Shades of snacks on that one. Nicely done. Completely quells the aggression from the compLexity side as they... It's like playing whack-a-mole over there with that Mag 7. Gets all 3, and now the peek out. Jason R shuts down Roka. A clean round. And they don't even, I don't even think that compLexity knows that there's a double up setup on the board here from Splyce because of all of those kills happening in ladder room.
Yeah, I know there's a shotgun. I didn't see it. Did he look away from a pop flash? Was there any kind of a flash down the ladder?
I missed that. I think I was on somebody else at the time.
All right, well, either way, I mean, they just get crushed by one shotgun, so nicely done from Professor Cass. Builds up a massive bank as well. He's at 4,800 while the rest of his teammates are sitting in the 2,000s. That's really sick. So save from Cole. Pistols across the board. No one even has armor. In fact, they only have one flashbang. That's on Roka. And Def has a deagle, and he's out towards Ivy trying to get an opening pick. And actually, there's that one-way smoke again. Abe's using that. I think that's the same one that Shox has been using very much lately. And it's put to good effect here. 2 kills for Abe, and it's looking like he's about to get a third one as soon as Sanks commits to this.
Yeah, he actually pulls out the knife and runs by, but it's going to peek back in. And last 2 bullets, Abe, no fear. Finds that headshot, so nicely done there. The inside gets held very, very easily. Davey going to be able to find one, and nicely done from Abe there on the bottom of the ramp. So 5-1 now. Splyce back in complete control of this matchup. It is going to be another buy-up, but it's a bit of a force here from compLexity. Shinobi 0-6, Sanks 0-6, 1-6 for Whitmer. So nobody really performing up to snuff right now here for the compLexity side, aside from Def, who is at a 1 frag per round total. And it looks like they're going to barrel back into the outside train yard, but the mollies and the nades do their job. Look at the damage that comes out. Professor Chaos gets 1 kill, 2 assists. And this one's just going to get shut down pretty quickly.
Nice Shinobi trying to flash himself through the smoke. He's got PC very, very blind, but he can't recover in time. Now it's just down to Whitmer. 1-on-3 situation, stuck in terrorist choke point. He does get 1 kill onto Abe, but he's brought down to about 11 HP. Thankfully, he's up against 2 AWPs. And Arya actually misses that. Naki gonna pull out the pistol, but recovers for the second one. 6-1, and that's exactly what I thought would happen in the first gun, or in that fourth round that compLexity actually won. They did the very same thing, but this time they couldn't get out of the Molotov in time. In fact, that fight was taken so that they had to sit in the Molotov and fight him, and it just does massive damage. So now, I mean, Splyce can start running away with this. The double op setup is still very much alive. They're going against pistols in this round, so another opportunity to just build up some huge, huge money.
Yeah, golden opportunity for Splyce to really string up the news for compLexity early on in this matchup. And again, the save round looks like it's going to come towards the inside train yard, and this got shut down last time. This time around, there's no one-way smoke here for A, but he's playing back on sidewalk. Oh, and he pulls out a nade at just the wrong time. He recovers, finds the first, looking for the second, gets good damage out onto Roka. And there it is. There's the mop-up. Finds 2 more. Can't get the pistol whip out in time. And this bomb trying to get planted. Denied. Davey comes in and finds the last one. It's a full house. 2 for Davey, 3 for Abe.
Where does compLexity go from here? Up onto Whitmer. He has armor behind it, so that's a little bit helpful. No utility, though. And I mean, this is the thing now, because with the CWP, they can slow things down. They can do a little bit more of a measured game where they look for some kind of a pickoff with this AWP. But he's going to be going out to 2 ops, so I mean, it's like Davy's going to be very mobile and changing up his position. This time he goes towards the lower ramp. Arya is still outside watching that same angle towards T choke point. Molotov to slow things down. That's where Whitmer is as well, but no one's showing themselves quite yet.
Yeah, a little more slow paced from compLexity. Arya over at Ivy now, looking for this op kill. There's 2 rifles to contend with, Sanks and Roka. They've kind of had this tag team mentality. Roka, I'm not sure why he's just spinning around in circles over there, but there you go. All right, he had enough of spinning in circles, playing a little ballerina pirouetting around, but finds a second one. Whitmer onto Professor Chaos, and now all of a sudden that A bomb site is looking rather tasty, and they're going to go ahead and get in there and try to get that bomb down. Last man standing ends up being Abe, as Davey gets shut down on that fast flank from the box saws. So should be around for compLexity. And you asked where they go from now? Well, Ivy, I guess.
Well, yeah, Roka hitting shots like that is going to help you out very, very much so. Abe gets 1 kill. And actually, I mean, compLexity might not want to be too dedicated to a chase here. They don't have a lot of money. If Abe's able to take even just 1 more gun out of their hands, it'll hurt. Roka's going to swing out wide, and he finds the angle. Abe can't quite see him just yet, so Roka takes off his head. 3 kills for Roka gets them their 2nd round victory, but still plenty of money for Splyce to rebuy up into this.
Yeah, that's the big thing. I mean, that big bank that they worked up, Arya at 13,000, he's going to go right back into that double up setup with Davey. And it's curious because he was the first one to pick up the op while Davey was still on the scout from the opening anti-eco rounds. But now that they've got this, I mean, you can see Abe at 12 and 7. Arya, he's only died twice, the 2 rounds that compLexity were able to win. And again, it's a fast outer stretch. So they go slow 1 round, they speed things up this round, but looks like it could all be just a ruse. Whitmer opening up, finds the first one, but there's the peek out. Abe finds both players in the box halls. Unfortunately, not finding the bomb as Sanks is going to be able to clean him up. And finally, that outside aggression comes out. Shinobi and Roka finishing things off outside. Comes down to a 2v1, but compLexity come out on top.
Yeah, I mean, these last few rounds, compLexity's really started to win these opening battles in the outer yard. First Roka towards Ivy, and then that last round, Shinobi won a couple crucial ones. So really good early success for compLexity is leading to some of these round wins. But now they switch into a double up setup. It was for free. But they've won some rounds on fast-paced outer and Ivy hits, and these double ups are going to slow them down. So, I mean, this could just kind of be switching away from what works, but actually Roka is going to get a free kill onto Davey, who swings out just a little bit too wide. Arya does even things out. Jason R is here, but he gets executed by Sanks.
Yeah, now Death pushing out mid. He does get danked, but again, Abe trying to push up inside. Shinobi finds that, and it's all just down to Arya. He's going to be over here at Ivy. The bomb is not out in this direction, but he is going to push behind this. But Sanks, he's ready, and he's going to be able to take him down. So now 4 rounds for compLexity. They get 3 in a row. And not only that, but they reset the economy for Splyce, so it will be a save round, and they're going to have an opportunity at least getting 5th round on the board here on their terrorist side of Train.
Yeah, this all of a sudden turns into, from what looked like it could be a disaster for compLexity, it now turns into it's looking like it's going to be a pretty solid half. Already up towards 4, get a couple more, and all of a sudden you have a very nice T-half in front of you, especially considering, you're right, it's all pistols. A small nade stack in mid, those do no damage whatsoever. So a good chance here to get up towards 5 rounds, but Davey with this P250, it's all going to be on timing. And he might have given up his positioning here, trying to jump up onto this railing, and he makes it. Is Shinobi going to be prepared for this? Because Davey's going to be on a huge flank now. This is pretty sick.
This is actually really scary because Shinobi's got no information on this. They do get a couple of picks outside, but if he flanks fast enough, they might think that that's actually... Nope. Whitmer does spot it, and there you go. Okay.
Yeah,
so
like 1 or 2 footsteps. Yeah, 1 or 2 footsteps by Davey. A little bit unfortunate. Cool idea, though.
Yeah, that would have been a great play if he was able to make something happen out of that, but down to Abe, trying to do some damage with a triple peek. And there you go, compLexity. They salvage a miserable half and make this much more manageable working forward here. 5 rounds now on the T side, definitely a decent half for them. They've got an opportunity to get a couple more here as this half closes out here in the final 3 rounds, but Professor Chaos, the Mag 7, potentially taking that over aggressive towards ladder room again. I would kind of be shocked if he didn't, because that's where he found success in the past. So we'll see what compLexity does. Are they going to go for another fast outside strat? Looks like they are. A lot of nades getting thrown over the top, but no push coming from behind that just yet.
Yeah, Professor Chaos does make his way into ladder room. No one's streaming out Terra's choke point just yet, but they have spotted an Arya. Now they're out. They're holding him with the AWP. They line up for him, but he can't get the kill. There's PC in ladder room getting another, and he's just got to time this peak really well. Molotov is going to force him back for the time being. There's Abe chiming in onto Sanks, and Abe is just manning up this outer bomb site. 3 kills. He's on the train. Can't find it out of Def. Brings him down to 1 HP. 2-on-2 situation, but Davy's got a good angle with the AWP.
Does get smoked off. No gap in that smoke to work with. And Professor Chaos, he's still on 99 HP, and he's salvaged an AK-47, so definite potential for them to be able to salvage this round. I don't know if they realize that Def is as low as he is, but Professor Chaos coming around, swings, spots the elbow. There's the peak. Okay, so he does manage to find that one on a Def, and it's going to come down to Whitmer in a 1v2. Does hit the body shot there. Takes one down. Can Whitmer clutch it out? Playing around on the ladders, and he gets it done. 2K to close it out. 1v2, and now compLexity on 6. And another save coming out here for Splyce, potentially.
That was some 6 shots from Whitmer. Really, really nice quick scope and flicks and everything. He even has to hit 2 shots on that last guy. I forget, was that Davey? I believe that was.
Yeah. Well, the first one was on Davey. The second one was on Professor Chaos, I believe, unless I'm mistaken. Might have been the other way around.
Yeah, but really good stuff. And Splyce not being too aggressive in that 2-on-1. They let him recover in time. And now another fast outer strategy. Shinobi gets the first kill. Splyce has had so much trouble stemming this aggression, and it's paying dividends for compLexity. They're mopping everyone up. All of a sudden, this outer attack has worked so well these past 5 rounds.
Yeah, now it comes down to what is Splyce going to do going into this final round. They've got the full money bonus, so they're going to be able to salvage up some FAMASs. Kind of expect to see Professor Chaos maybe go back onto the Mag 7 for another round here and try to get aggressive on ladder room. It's worked for him a couple of times. Obviously, compLexity is going to be a little privy to it. Now, Def coming around the corner. Not going to be able to peek that out in time. Davey does at least get a parting gift in this. But the money is stacked up so much on compLexity. They can throw as many bodies at Davey's position that they want to. So him holding onto the rifle right here is going to be absolutely crucial for the next round. But Roka coming around. Let's see if he peeks this out properly. There's the peek, and Davey decides to pounce, and it works out in his favor.
Yeah, so that's at least some silver lining for Splyce, because even with the full losing bonus, their money is crap. Arya goes for the M4. He's got no armor, though. You can see even FAMAS is being bought up. With that saved AK-47, they can have at least 2 fully bought M4s, or the good rifles, I should say. 1 scout comes out onto Jason R, but this is a very patchwork buy, and there's not a lot of utility to slow down an outer hit. But compLexity looks like they're going to go away from it. And Splyce, I mean, it's a good call from compLexity because all 5 members go to the outer train yard to stop that rush.
Yeah, and look at how fast, actually, it was Shinobi that was working the box calls really, really quickly. He actually ends up slowing down, but it's Roka to open up. Jason R is having a really rough time holding this down, and Roka again finds Arya. Now the push comes in down the ladder, or pardon me, down the inner ramp, and that finds another kill. Whitmer with the op onto Abe, and it's all down to Professor Chaos. The flank coming out from ladder room, but what can he possibly do in a 1v5 when 4 players are sitting on 100 HP?
This is incredible. Splyce lost complete control of this half. This is 7 straight rounds for compLexity to end the half. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, big plays. I mean, I don't know what they talked about. They didn't even take a pause, did they? They just kind of maybe revamped their strategy and started working. They found that early success, that early round 4 that they got with that aggression going outside, and maybe they kind of spotted something, so they tried to hit it a couple more times. It got shut down, and then finally they go back to it again, and it starts really paying off for them. So
it honestly felt like they just kind of ran out of ideas of what to do with in terms of like straight up strategies and tactics, and they kind of just turned on a little bit of pug mode, and they were like, just be really aggressive, just find a fight to take, and then everyone started winning one, and then there was just like no reason to stop doing it. So Splyce started out with a fantastic half, and now they have a huge mountain to climb.
Yeah, especially switching over on T7. They're going to get a golden opportunity here. Sanks finds one. Whitmer with the follow-up nade. Does take down a second, but he's going to come under fire. Goes down. Professor Chaos pushing up very aggressively to the back of the bomb site. And this is a great position from him. He can cut off this rotation at the head. That smoke comes in on Z as well, and they're going to have to fall back behind this. And Def actually bails all the way out. They know that there's a player up, but no bomb plant yet. The bomb is actually in the box halls.
Yeah, I was going to say, Sanks' first kill dropped the bomb. The bomber was the last one to be involved in that rush. So it pretty much got stopped very quickly. Davy's waiting for anyone to peek. just on top of the ladder. Sanks is up here as well. It's a little bit of a waiting game, but meanwhile in connector, Roka's been forced back. No reason for him to take that fight. Meanwhile, Davey does fall. Professor Chaos is still on the chase outside, finds that kill. He's got 50 seconds to play with in a 1-on-2. And they're both stacked up in box halls. This is going to be really, really difficult for PC to win.
Yeah, and actually, Sanks picked up a Molotov. That was probably a post-play Molotov that he actually salvaged off of a terrorist body. So, nice little find. He's going to be able to at least shut down one of the choke points coming in towards that inside inner upper area. And he's still watching a couple of different angles here. Professor Chaos coming up the ladder very slowly. Can he clutch it out? Is Sanks going to peek? He does. Now they know the position. He does have a 5-7 to work with. He's going to find the first kill. Looking for death. Can he get it done? Professor Chaos comes up with a 1v3 clutch. And Splyce steal away another pistol round. They're 4 for 4 on pistols tonight. That should have never happened.
No, that's a rough pistol round to lose if you're compLexity. It's gotta feel really, really rough. But obviously a sick job from Professor Chaos. Once he spots out the stack, his first peek at that upper ramp was really smart. It was just a little bit of a shoulder peek. He spots out where both of the compLexity players are, and that first kill he just wide swings it because he's got the cover of that box to help him from far away. So that allows him to isolate a couple one-on-ones. So a good win from him. 8-8, all tied up now. compLexity, they upgrade pistols, but they don't invest into armor whatsoever into this. Whitmer just saves completely because he wants that AWP.
Yeah, rightfully so. He was able to do pretty good work with it. You saw him hit that 1v2 clutch with it as well in that first half. So want to put that into Whitmer's hands. He's at 11-11 right now. The spread of frags, only 5 difference from top to bottom here for the compLexity side. Roka leading the way at 13. Bottom is going to be Sanks and Shinobi at 8. On the Splyce side, a little bit of a different story there. Abe leading the way with 17. Had a pretty solid CT side half, all things considered, with that big comeback mounted from compLexity, but only 3 kills for Jason R, and he was a pretty big factor in that overpass crushing win earlier tonight. So, let's see what kind of recovery they have. Kind of an aggressive setup here from the CT side. A lot of bodies in this outside train yard, but that bomb's slowly creeping inside right now.
Yeah, Splyce is being very, very cautious about this. They have all the utility in the world, so you can take it towards the inner bomb site where they can smoke everything off. It's only Def here at the moment. compLexity still has no indication this is coming, although they might now that Arya falls. And that actually spurs everyone forward from Splyce. Def started to rotate because he thought maybe it was an outer hit, so he gives up the train, the inner train yard. Now he's got a lot to deal with. Nades chime in, and here is Abe pushing up down the train lanes. Finds Def, finds one more. The MAC-10's going to work. 3 quick kills for him. And this is all but over. There's a flank coming in from Whitmer, but he's not going to get much done. Sanks does find a kill. Molotov lands at his feet, and he just bails out.
Yeah, Whitmer with the USP. Not really a whole lot he can do with that ranged battle against Jason R's AK. He's going to take a little bit more of a passive angle. Does spot it out, but finally tapped down. Jason R is going to find that kill. 5-7 in the back lines. Another kill there for Sanks. Nice shot from him, trying to at least keep him honest here in the bomb site. Maybe try to salvage. He does get a MAC-10 out of this. But now Davy's going to full force aggression around behind here, but he's not going to get caught out. And Sanks does survive. Here's a MAC-10 into the next round.
Yeah, nicely done from him, though. 2 kills in the round. Pretty good stuff. Deals some damage. So, again, another anti-eco where Splyce takes 3 losses. And now they're going to have to rebuy up into these AK-47s. Still no investment from the CT side. Once again, upgraded pistols, but they're going to lean heavily on this 4th round. You know, saying that, yeah, we got 8 rounds in our terrorist half, so we have some rounds to play with. Despite it being close in the scoreline, with the CT advantage, they feel like they're ahead enough to do that. I like it. Just making sure that 4th round is going to be really, really strong from their side. Whitmer is going to be close up with a MAC-10 towards Ivy, but again, Splyce just spreads out, stays far back, stays passive, looks for any aggression, and makes no aggressive move early on.
Whitmer might get an opportunity here. Maybe not. Molly sucks. Takes the fight, not able to lock it down. Does get damage onto Arya, but he ends up burning for his troubles. They're not able to salvage that MAC-10. They actually got pretty good control of this situation now on the Splyce side. That nade almost does take Arya out. The P250 from Shinobi just blind spamming through that smoke. And again, not able to lock that one down. And still the bullets raining. And finally he goes down, and it's all on Sanks. Does have the 5-7, and again finds another parting gift. Able to take down one more, finds a second, not able to get a third. Jason R finally coming alive here in the second half. 3 kills for him on the round, and Splyce extend their lead to 10-8. Big buy coming in now from compLexity, though.
Yeah, this is the one they've been waiting for. This is why they don't invest in any armor, and you can see what it's done for them. fourth round, there's 3 Molotovs on the board for compLexity to slow anything down. So any kind of fast aggression from Splyce, it's just going to be a tough spot. They're going to have smoke, nades, flashes, even fire into the choke points. So more than likely, Davey will have plenty of time to go for some picks with this AW. He's going to take it towards the inner bomb site, look for any kind of upper push, but it's just going to be Def at that lower ramp. Uses his smoke, and he's just waiting to see if anyone's going to cross over, but no one's obliging just yet. And again, aggressive towards this middle choke point. Roka, pop flash into T-choke. He's going to get an advanced position. But it looks like most of Splyce is lined up for this inner bomb site.
Yeah, blind spray around the corner. Roka's going to be able to find Jason R. Looking for some more, but the push is coming inside right now. Def drops the molly out, catches the back of Arya, able to take down one, almost survives that onslaught, but he's not going to be able to make it happen. It's still a man advantage here for the compLexity side. They need to shut this down. Abe going to fall. Bomb is planted 2v4. Now we see Professor Chaos trying to get back behind Pop Dog, but he's not going to be able to get himself covered. Shinobi's going to be able to find that kill. 2 kills on the round, and Davey just bailing out right now. No reason to go for this. He's going to try to carry the op into the next round for the Splyce side. Bomb is going to get defused, and compLexity are going to put their 9th round on the board now.
It's more of that aggression from the Terra side, where we saw them eventually just kind of flip a switch and be very fast-paced. Roka doesn't want to sit around and wait for Splyce to get whatever they want. He just pushes forward, finds a kill. These are things that Splyce can punish if they catch on to it. If it keeps up into this half, I'm sure they will. Either way, that hit does not go quite as planned. They take too many losses entering into the bomb site. Not enough to defend the plant. But again, compLexity, now with that 4th round bye, this one could look even stronger. 5 kits, a lot of armor, a lot of utility as well. Heavily contested towards Ivy. One jumps across. There's the op from Davey, and he finds Whitmer, who's trying to get away. And a second one through the smoke. He times it perfectly. Whitmer and Shinobi get entirely annihilated. There's Roka. He salvages the situation, swings out, grabs Arya. But it's a 4-on-3. Jesus.
He's made his way outside. He's going to try to continue to push on forward. He does manage to find that kill on his tanks, finally cleaning him up, and it's all down to Def and a 1 versus 2 here. He does have armor, a kit, and a flash to work with, but that bomb working all the way back in towards that B bomb site. Really tricky position for him to be in, and Jason R just being a nuisance outside, not allowing the rotation. Flashbang comes out right into his face, and he's got to figure out if he wants to take the fight, and he does take the fight, but he loses the battle. Jason R with another 3K, really stepping up here into the second half.
Can you hear me, by the way, since we switched to Skype?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, just making sure. That just caught me off guard. I wasn't even prepared for that whatsoever.
There you go. Yeah, we were having just so you guys know, we were having a little bit of a mumble issue there, so we're figuring things out here. We're going to switch over and use a little bit of a different audio device for this. So hopefully it fixes all of the roboting, and we should be good to go from here on out.
Save round now for compLexity. It's the nightmare situation getting completely reset after 1 win. And again, Splyce, their anti-ecos, they've been very, very passive. The same setup each time. Abe's going to find an opening kill towards the inner bomb site. Def's going to push up behind this. It's all down to timing. Professor Chaos spotted him out, though. Nice peek. They've even got one under ladder. compLexity does. Shinobi just biding his time. Was hoping that inner aggression would yield some kind of success where he could get a quick flank, but it's not going to happen. And Professor Chaos clearing all of his corners, spots him out. Shinobi's got to fall away now.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's not even going to get anywhere in this round. 5 alive for Splyce. They're looking to put this one to bed. Golden opportunity for him to do so right here if they can break the money once again for the compLexity side at a 13-9 scoreline. A possible save coming afterwards, or more likely a definite save coming afterwards, because there's absolutely no money left on the compLexity side after this buyout. They've got to come up huge this round because it could give Splyce the opportunity to go up 14-9 and you know, really mount a tremendous terrorist side half early on.
Davey's still looking for a pick over towards Ivy. No one from compLexity is even close, really, though. Shinobi's just watching it from the back of that last train. Def's back there as well for an early support, but no movement from Splyce so far. They're going to take over box halls eventually. They've only got one to deal with here. That's going to be Whitmer. He's got the AWP looking to punish the cross, but you can't adjust in time. Professor Chaos has a very swift shot onto him. Opening pick goes the way of Splyce. Now a 5-on-4. That's going to force Def away from the outer trade yard. He's going to rotate over, so the defense thins out, but Sanks and Roka are going to remain aggressive towards these choke point. Roka even pushing into T-choke all on his own.
Yeah, kind of a dicey situation here for compLexity. They lose the man advantage, but Roka, there it is. He pushes in, finds Jason R, but the trade comes out instantaneously, and now Sanks is trying to play a little bit of ring around the rosy here with the E-Box, but he's going to lose the battle. Professor Chaos takes him down. It's all on Def. 1 versus 3. Spots the one over here by Ivy. It's going to be Davey. Pushes in, spams away. Davey somehow recovers, pulls out the P250, and silences him. So now comes the save from compLexity, the possible 14-9 that we talked about in the previous round. And this is where things start to really kind of get tough for compLexity's side.
Yeah, this is really brutal. Not able to string rounds together. Now the CTF from compLexity, there's no more mistakes they can give up. It's kind of slipped away from them. So Splyce have a great opportunity to get up towards 14. I would expect them to set up in that same anti-eco that we've seen out of them, with 2 watching down towards Ivy, 1 towards mid, and then 2 towards ladder and box halls. It's pretty much exactly what happens. Davey watching Ivy long range of that AWP. 4 members outside for compLexity. All they have is upgraded pistols. They have 1 flashbang onto Roka, who has a deagle, but no utility outside of that to really do anything. Nothing to delay. So this is looking like Splyce is going to get up towards 14.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be too much of a hassle for them to do so. I mean, it's just such a limited buy here from the compLexity side. No armor behind it. 1 flash from Roka. He's got the deagle. It's definitely possible for him to be able to do a little bit of work with this here. We've seen him pull off some pretty crazy pistol round plays, but I mean, this slow strategy from Splyce, they really, really slowed things down into this round. And I mean, it's pretty much an outer stack. Getting a little bit aggressive here on Ivy is Whitmer. He's spotting out. I don't know if he saw that nade get thrown out by Davey, but he might spot him. He does actually spot him, but the long-range battle. Abe comes out from ladder, tapping away, takes down Roka. Now Shinobi's going to pounce, finds the headshot. Davey does take down Whitmer, but they've still got to deal with Shinobi, and they do just that. Jason R is going to be able to find him, and now Def finds 1. That's the bomb down. 30 seconds left in the round. If he can prevent the plant, that would be great, but with Arya up top, or pardon me, Jason R coming around from the top side, they're going to be able to find that final kill, and now's that 14-9. Splyce looking to get up to 15 to have that sigh of relief by being up to match point. But again, I mean, compLexity, they need to start stringing rounds together, and it's Whitmer on a naked op again.
There's a lot of money built up. Davey's got 11,000, Jason R 9,000, Professor Chaos right beneath 8,000. So I mean, there's a long time before compLexity can burn through this money. So Splyce has plenty of opportunities to get up towards 50, even if they can't win this one. And again, just the default, Davey and Arya out towards Ivy. They're going to be doing battle against Shinobi and Whitmer if he decides to rotate back. Whitmer's got the glass cannon AWP. Def is playing right at the edge of the wall at the inner bomb site. This is exactly where Whitmer was punished just a few rounds ago, so he's got to be a little bit careful. But no move whatsoever from Splyce so far. Still.
Yeah.
Now we're starting to see a little bit of Splyce move up alley. I mean, Davey's got the AWPs boosted up right over the smoke, so Shinobi, if he decides to peek this, he's not going to, and even just the no-scope through the smoke just to see if he can get lucky from Davey. And just falling back. I mean, neither of these teams really wanted to do anything quite yet for the first 45 seconds of this round.
Yeah, really, really slow play again from the Splyce side, and the heavy stack from the CTs on outside. They're just going to leave Def inside to play it by himself. He's only got a Molotov left to try to stave off any kind of a push that's going to be coming into that area. But, I mean, now you can see he's starting to creep over into the box halls a little bit. 2 players from the Splyce side. Bomb is still right outside of T-spawn. They're bringing this down to the wire. 30 seconds left. Sanks is in a good spot to slow down a ladder push, and that's what's going to happen. But they spot him. They take him down. Roka gets a 1 and done. Now the up from Whitmer comes out, able to take down Jason R. Shinobi gets in on 1 as well, and Whitmer again chimes in from the back line. Steph coming around on the rotation through the Z hallways is able to take down Abe, and compLexity live to fight another day, 14-10.
Yeah, still a little bit low on money, though, and at this point, if they lose a round, they're reset. So, I mean, it's dangerous waters for them. They have to string this second one together if they want a chance. Can't go into that last round with Splyce on 15 with just pistols. So Op is still on Whitmer. This time he's got armor. Plenty of utility to use into this to slow things down. But actually, if Splyce plays anything similar, I mean, they won't need to use their utility early. But look at this is a little bit of a changeup, actually. 4 members of Splyce out towards Ivy. Thinking the defense has been a little bit passive on it, and they can sneak a heavy amount of players. Davy's got the angle as well. Shinobi's got to be careful. He's going to smoke it off here. Flashbangs come out. I don't think he's going to be ready for this kind of aggression. Arya's about to turn the corner, and he just gets under cover, but he sticks around to fight. Gets brought down to 4. Molotov dropped off to prevent aggression, but Jason runs right through it, runs into 2 Famouses. Shinobi and Sanks combined for a couple, and that slows everything down.
Yeah, and this smoke on ladder room, Professor Chaos can't even get out from behind this right now. Finally does fade, and he's going to take a peek, but another smoke goes out. Insult to injury on that one. He's going to either have to push this smoke or wait a long time for it to fade, and now we see Davey actually boosted up over here by Ivy. And there you go. Nice positioning from him. So I like that boost. But Shinobi, again, still wreaking havoc over here. Picks up a second kill. Davey, though, he gets a second. And finally, they do find Professor Chaos and take him down. And they know where Davey is. So this should be an easy cleanup here from the Splyce side. Or pardon me, from the compLexity side to pick up their 11th round. But Davey's still on 100 HP. And they're not really pushing in. He's got 40 seconds to play along with. So this could get a little bit interesting. But he's got to ace it to win it.
Yeah, well, even just 1 or 2 kills here, because they're going to be able to buy into the next round. They'll be able to drop some AKs over. That fast tactic gets slowed down just at the right moment. Shinobi's got to be careful. He's at this train, and he's just assuming that Davy's not going to check it, and Davy's going to see the gun. Free kill, even just a no-scope. Get the bomb planted as well. Roka's far away, and Def is going to be in connector, so Davy has some time to readjust. Molotov comes out. He still doesn't know where Roka is, still doesn't know where Def is. There he spots the head, but Roka's just going to clean it out. Nicely placed shots. They're going to salvage the AWP, but 3 kills for Splyce in the round is going to force some rebuys on the compLexity side, so still, money is a little bit of a tight spot for the defense.
Yeah, plus that, that bomb plant, too. That's going to keep rifles in the hands of Splyce. They've got a decent economy still behind this with 2 players around 9K, but there was a couple of players that were a little bit low going into this, so they're going to be able to buy fully behind this. $7,500 invested from Davey, $7,100 from Professor Chaos, $6,850 from Jason R. So this is a big buy down from the terror set of Splyce, but we'll see if it pays off now. compLexity staying alive, 11-14. They do finally manage to shut that down, but it, like you said, comes at a heavy cost. So we'll see if they're going to be able to continue to string these rounds together. But if they really want to be able to mount this comeback, I mean, if Splyce wins 1 round, I mean, that economy is so weak on the compLexity side that they're going to be on pistols, maybe a couple of FAMASs to close out the map. And that's not the position that they want to be in should it go to match point.
Yeah, Splyce looks like they want to just barrel into this inner bomb site, just kind of muscle and brute force their way in. Actually, lining up for some outer smokes, flashbang down ladder. Roka's not blind whatsoever, and actually they're going to hit inner, but Roka has all the intel, and he's going to have a very quick flank. Jason R has lurked his way outside. He gets 1 kill on the flank. There's 1 more on the bomb turret. That's Shinobi, and Jason R converts that as well. Down to a 2-on-2, but Roka on this flank is going to get Davey. It's going to be a free kill. Not expecting that whatsoever. Bomb is down, and this should be impossible for compLexity to lose.
I have to see how it plays out, but again, like you said, I mean, Jason R sitting there with 34 health. He's over by the Zed hallway, working back over towards ladder. Roka is right above it right now. 100 HP for him, 100 HP for Def. Surely not a lot that Jason R is going to be able to do in this situation, aside from maybe hang on to the AK for the next round, and it looks like that's what he wants to do. Actually picks up the op, so throw a little spam through. Not going to get lucky on that as Roka playing relatively passive from that angle, so it should be an op saved. 20 seconds on the clock. Roka could fall all the way back towards CT spawn or Terra spawn right now and try to get the op out of Jason R's hands, but he's just going to take this position behind the wall and try to save out for the next round. And no reason for compLexity to chase because they have no money to work with, but starting to string rounds together on the CT side, that's 3 in a row, but again, it comes down to 2-on-1 at the end of this.
And Splyce is going to buy here. They have enough money for 3 AK-47s. Jason R, even with armor, I mean, might even have 4 behind this AWP, so it's a pretty solid buy for them if they want to go at it. They've kept the economy so low by keeping the pressure up and buying through this losing bonus. And actually, they're going to concede just a little bit, go for those pistols. So a good chance here for compLexity to get out of this round. I mean, they're going to be going up to pistols, 1 AWP on Davey, but this is that chance for compLexity to build up some money to be able to sustain losses because they're still at that spot where if Splyce gets up to 15, they're essentially screwed. That Molotov is going to adjust the position of Davey, and Whitmer's also got an angle on top of the train, finds that opening kill. Davey falls. Arya salvages the op, but now he's got Roka on this close train to contend with, and actually Arya doesn't spot that whatsoever, can't adjust in time. 2 opening kills for compLexity. This round is looking pretty easy for him. Even a pop flash to allow Roka to push behind this smoke. And Jason R might just be the next victim, but he's watching for this push, and he does find it.
Yeah, but now he's still got Whitmer up on top of the blue train outside. Molotov comes out, but it actually fizzles in the smoke. The smoke hadn't dissipated nearly enough for that. It's a 3-on-4. Still manageable for Splyce right now, but that angle from Def far superior to the angle from Abe. Professor Chaos is going to pick up the Desert Eagle and try to do something with it into this round. His teammate Jason R coming back around. He does have the AWP still. And Def looks like he wants to get aggressive behind this at the lower ramp. He is behind the smoke. He's not going to be able to spot out the head. And there's the smoke fades. Some damage being dealt here from PC, but he's not able to lock it down. And it's all on Jason R once again. And Whitmer, he's not going to let it happen. 4 stay alive, and it's like you said, the economy now is going to start to build up a little bit on complexity. 14-13. These last 4 rounds in a row for the Cole side.
It's looking like a mirror of the last half as well, which is like all Splyce for the opening portions. Then at some point, complexity just flips a switch and wins out. So far, so good for him. No AWP for the first time in a long time on the hands of Splyce. So all AK-47s, Molotov down in T-choke. Jason R is going to run through. Doesn't take too much damage. Smoke extinguishes it, and the outside hit is on.
Yeah, very fast play, but Roka behind E-Box finds 2, finally shut down, but Sanks is there to clean out Abe, and it's down to a 2 versus 4 already. Coming around from the back line, Shinobi's going to be able to take down Davey. It's all on Jason R. Once again, LMS in a 1v4, and Whitmer down there on Ivy with the AWP. He's stalwart, not giving an inch, and I don't know if they actually realize that Jason R is where he's at because he hasn't been able to get a kill yet, but surely soon they're going to spot him, and Shinobi, brave peek there with 22 HP, but he gets it done, tied up, 14-14. The comeback is on.
I mean, this is getting really difficult for Splyce because Roka in the outer train yard is just destroying everyone when the initial hit comes in. He's getting a double kill right off the bat that round, and that just slows everything down. The initial, tip of that attack is just gone. So there's nothing to help make headway down those trade lanes. So Splyce has run into a wall, and that's why you're seeing this tactical pause. They've lost 5 straight. And complexity making a really solid comeback here.
So if you're Splyce in this situation, you've got enough money to buy up into this round. Obviously, forcing here is going to be the golden option, the only option that you're going to have. What kind of a strategy are you going to throw at this? Because the fast outside take hasn't worked. The slow outside take hasn't worked. They haven't really tried to hit towards the inside bomb site real quick yet. We haven't really seen that fast execution enter. Do you think that that's the option that they go for this time around, or do you think that they stick to this outside train hit?
I don't know what they're gonna do. I would make some kind of a play towards the inner bomb site with at least 3. See if you can get a pick. You've had success finding it earlier, finding that one player playing at the lower ramp. Maybe do some kind of a contact play and see if you get that kill. The big question coming out of this pause is complexity going to switch anything up? Because they've made this comeback, and now do they feel like they need to switch something up to respond to it? Also, I think that Ivy play actually worked pretty well, where they went there pretty fast paced with 4 members. They just kind of got bogged down chasing kills on the backside. I think if they had just turned and went towards the bomb site, they would have had much more success. So I mean, they have a couple options open to them, but right now, streaming out mid quick in the rounds is pretty much closed by Roka.
Yeah, I mean, he's really stepped up. He's at 24-19. Granted, we're 28 rounds in. The top fragger is still Abe at 26-25. I mean, he's almost died. He's 3 rounds shy of dying every single round in this matchup, but he's had such an impact for the Splyce side to get him to 14 rounds. So definitely not taking anything away from him whatsoever. But like you said, this outside train yard's kind of been getting shut down by Roka. The aggression up towards the T-Con playing. I mean, he's played a forward position almost every single time in that outside train yard, and he's getting the multi-frag rounds. He's shutting down, getting the 2-for-1 trades, which is really important into the complexity of success on the CT side. So honestly, I think Splyce probably should go for a quicker strat towards the inside bomb site, or like you said, send a couple of bodies over there, because they've got to know by now Def is playing over there, and they've got to know by now that it's a 4-1 play. With as many times as they've gone towards that outside train yard, they know that Shinobi, Sanks, Whitmer, and Roka have all been getting kills outside. But it looks like they're going to actually go for a Tech 9 armor buy, so we might actually see that fast inside take, because obviously Tech 9 armor are going to be better at the close range.
Yeah. I don't know if I like this.
Sounds like you're debating a little bit.
I could.
Think they should have bought?
Yeah, I would have bought there. But I mean, they could also, this could just be for some kind of outside play where, I mean, the Tech 9s with the run and gun, you can push down the train lanes. Instead of trying to swing out to take that fight towards E-Box, just try and push down those first couple lanes and wrap around the bomb site. But yeah, it is going to be this interplay. So switching things up, although it's going to be down ladder and down mid. That radar screwing me up, but Roka once again dealing some early damage, slowing everything down. This is pretty much all over. Professor Chaos is going to get that kill, but so much damage has been dealt. Even one up above, that's Whitmer with the AWP, misses the shot. At least they get the bomb plant. Now a post-plant situation. This is where those Tech-9s can get a little bit scary. Sanks finds one, he finds a second as well. But look at this, one player, that would be Davey, has made his way into CT choke.
I think they know he's there. Was
It's
that
all
Shinobi
Professor
was
Chaos. Yeah, I mean, it's all Professor Chaos though with his AK, and actually his teammate's fallen now with 10 HP. Just save that AK-47. You're gonna get the bonus as well for the round loss, because the bomb gets planted. So he just falls away with the AK-47. They could have bought no matter what, anyways, with full utility. But see, the reason why I don't like that kind of a buy is because they have the full losing bonus, so the plant isn't like the biggest, most important thing in the world, and they're also giving up tie point essentially.
Yeah, I would have really liked to see an investment into the last round more than Tech-9 and armor, and I would have liked to see, I mean, granted they got out there, they got the bomb planted, but again, they put the op on the back of Davey, and you see immediately it's going to be another slow strategy because of this. He's just peeking for that inside aggression, but it's just been Def, kind of the lone wolf inside, and the smoke comes out over towards ladder room, and you can actually see one player is already up in ladder room from the CT side, and that's going to be Roka. So changing up his position round in and round out, and now you see all of the smokes getting tossed outside. All of the flashbangs going to go out in this direction, and now it's going to be a matter of, are they going to hit the inside bomb site? And that's exactly what they're going to do. Roka poised for a big flank. They've already rotated a second player inside. So because they've slowed this down, they take no map control, and there you go. Roka finds Jason R in ladder room. The flashbang comes back out to the inner lower ramp and completely slows things down. And look at the rotation now from Cole. Sanks is in a great spot, finds one, gets traded. Arya's going to be able to answer back on that, but Def, aggressive, stalwart at the back of the bomb train, finds one. Molly's burning players alive. Def with another one, and this is done. The comeback is complete. 16-14 for compLexity. They make it happen. What a round and what a matchup. They make it happen. They bring it back. And compLexity are going to find their third win on the season.
Yeah, the last time that Splyce, the first time Splyce ran that strategy, that same exact one, Roka had the same exact play, pushing towards ladder room, getting in behind that smoke. And he adjusts actually very, very wisely. At the time, they didn't know, but the second time around, Jason R lurks out middle. So as soon as that strat kind of came into play, Roka just peeks out of that smoke, gets the one kill there, and has a quick flank going on. So sick match from Roka on that CT side, that defense. Also is the one with the triple kill that started off the terror side winning for Splyce. So actually, I mean, those two halves ended up being exact mirror matches where it was, really good start to each half for Splyce, and then compLexity just kind of flips a switch and wins out. So good stuff from them to come back and split the series.
Yeah, and kind of to reiterate a little bit of the stats on that matchup, I mean, it wasn't just necessarily Roka so much in that second half. It was actually Sanks that led the way in the second half with 17 kills. Now, granted, a couple of those were on the pistol saves that they ended up not winning out. Roka had a lot more impact with the 13 kills that he got in the second half. But keep in mind, Sanks only had 5 kills at the end of the terrorist side. Even though they got 8 rounds, he only got 5 kills. So he stepped up big time for him in the second half. And they end up bringing it back and shutting it down. So 16-14 compLexity take down Splyce. And that's actually going to do it for the evening, guys. So we'll catch you tomorrow night. I believe it's you and Blue casting tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken.
I have no idea. That sounds about right, though.
All right. Well, either way, guys, catch the European action tomorrow at the normal time. And then also the North American action starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time once again tomorrow night. So we'll see you guys then. Have a fantastic evening.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, G2A, NVIDIA, and ESEA.